It seems last week we finally found the on switch for the snow, and we have yet to switch that in the off position. Really talking about the rest of this week with more snow in store, and then we get brutally, dangerously cold through the course of this week. But we kind of have a 1-2 punch with what happens for accumulating snow early this week. We've got a winter weather advisory in place for much of western, central, and eastern Nebraska through this evening. Lincoln and Omaha, including the winter advisory through this evening, but then snow redevelops through portions of the Sandhills down through southern Nebraska, also through tonight and into tomorrow evening. So we have a longer period of snow, especially for those areas where the winter weather advisory will be in place through tomorrow evening. But here in Lincoln, take a live look outside. Things are starting to slicken up again for the morning commute with some snow, partially covered roads as we look at the north side of town. Some people starting to go a little bit slower. Look at North 48th and Cornhusker Highway, especially when turning in some of these conditions. But now let's look at radar. A lot of snow blanketing much of southeast Nebraska right overhead for us here in Lincoln and Seward. Looking to the north and east, you'll see some darker blues though, just to the east of Columbus from about Norfolk down through Omaha, with some heavier snowfall kind of picking up in those areas now as we get later into the 5 o'clock hour. But expanding the view across the state, there's been an area of consistent snow over north central Nebraska too that's starting to add up. But a lot of these snow showers are expected to weaken as we progress through the morning and then into this afternoon. So we'll start to lose the coverage. I think we'll see a little break in the snow by this afternoon before some scattered snow showers move back into southeast Nebraska by this evening. But as I advance this through the day on Tuesday, you'll see more areas of snow redeveloping through the Sandhills and southern Nebraska as kind of the next part of this system gets going through Tuesday afternoon, evening, and even Tuesday night, continually adding up over those areas. So I think through much of the Sandhills, central, western Nebraska, northwestern Nebraska, and then closer to the Kansas border, especially in southwest Nebraska, that snow's going to add up a little bit easier. This is still the same consistency of snow that we've kind of seen throughout last week, the light powdery snow that continues to add up, but areas of blowing snow could be possible even though the winds are relatively light through this event. But most of us are looking at about 2 to 4 inches with amounts dropping off through northeast Nebraska. And then we get dangerously cold beyond some of this snow, even talking about Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday especially. Temperatures right now in around I-80 are in the single digits to maybe the double digits below south and south of I-80, but you've got some temperatures that are below zero, looking at O'Neill and Valentine, not even factoring in the wind chill. Some winds are a little bit stronger in south central and southwest Nebraska, around 10 to 15, maybe up to 20 miles per hour at times. Again, where the areas of snow are, the winds are relatively light, so we're thankful for that, and the visibilities aren't all that bad. But wind chills, we feel like -2 here in Lincoln, 10 to 12 below in portions of northeast Nebraska, even 18 below in O'Neill and Valentine. It's only going to get worse from there, talking about the rest of this week. We actually have extreme cold warnings in place for late tonight through Thursday morning. Several days of prolonged cold, as wind chills will be as low as 30 to 35 below. Talking about frostbite in as little as 10 minutes for most of the area, talking about that time frame. But southeast Nebraska for now, talking about tonight through noon tomorrow, we'll have wind chills around 25 to 30 below. So we could see frostbite as little as about a half an hour. So very dangerous conditions. Want to bundle up through the course of this week. We could set some records in here for cold temperatures too, even talking about some of those afternoon highs, namely tomorrow only getting up to a degree. But then you look at Wednesday night and the Thursday morning, bottoming out almost 20 below, and then we'll look better, especially by this weekend and next week.